At the Asa family's mid-autumn banquet, someone played on the big screen Jiang Wanwan's first night video. Her moans echoed in the dark room. At the end of the 10-second clip, a man's cold face flashed by. In a flash, it caused an uproar. Am I seeing things? That's Xie Yanchuan. Her mom married Chairman Xie, so he's her stepbrother. How could she be with him? So shameless. She seems so quiet and proper, but behind the scenes, she's such a slut. You never know someone's true face. The insults hit like sudden hail, icy and piercing. Jiang Wanwan had nowhere to hide. She couldn't understand how her boyfriend of over a year had suddenly become her stepbrother. And what about this video? Trembling, Jiang Wanwan pulled out her phone, desperate to call Xie Yaochuan for an explanation. But commotion broke out nearby. Someone shouted, "It's Xie Yaochuan! Xie Yanzhang is here! Boss Xie, you haven't been back in 10 years. Did you come for the Mid-Autumn Festival just to be with Jiang Wanwan? Is she really your girlfriend?" Under the moonlight, the man's lips curled slightly, revealing a sneer. Girlfriend? She's not worthy. Those few words made Jiang Wanwan's head explode. She froze. His familiar voice, like icy knives, stabbed her heart again and again. My only girlfriend has been studying abroad and comes back tomorrow. Someone like Jiang Wanwan is at best a mistress to me. His gaze cut through the crowd, landing lightly on her. His contempt undisguised. A mistress's daughter only deserves to be a mistress. The moment their eyes met, Jiang Wanwan felt herself falling to an abyss, bone-chilling cold. The man tilted his head slightly. In the dim moonlight, his stunning face was revealed. Those eyes, once full of tenderness, now looked at her like a sinner. Disgust, almost spilling out. But just last night, those same eyes had gazed at her lovingly, smiling, saying he'd give her an unforgettable surprise on Mid-Autumn night. So this was the surprise he meant. 2 years ago, after her grandmother died, Jiang Wanwan's remarried mother brought her to the Xie family. Life as a dependent was hard. Her first internship after college was full of bullying due to her average degree. That's when Xie Yanchuan appeared like a beam of light, solidly protecting her in her world, helping her through her darkest, most helpless year. So she opened her heart, agreed to be with him, and on their 1-year anniversary last night, gave him her most precious first time to Xin Yanchuan. But he hid his identity to toy with her feelings. He even filmed their first night and leaked it, nailing her to the pillory, mocked and scorned by all. Jiang Wanwan's heart felt pierced. Pain spread faintly, facing their jeers and contempt. She walked toward Xie Yanchuan, eyes red. She asked, "Why treat me like this? Why humiliating me so? Trample my dignity?" Xie Yanchuan met her gaze coldly, no warmth in his eyes. He said, "Because your mom's a homewrecker. She killed my mom. I want you both to suffer forever, to atone for her." After getting with Xie Yanchuan, he never mentioned his family, nor his mother. This was the first time. Jiang Wanwan shook her head in disbelief. "No, my mom's not a homewrecker. She and Uncle Xianbei fell in love normally. How could she kill your mom?" "Shut up." He cut her off coldly. "Don't lie. If she hadn't come to my dad 10 years ago, seduced him into divorcing my mom, how would my mom have gotten depressed and killed herself? Your mom's a real homewrecker, a shameless bitch." Jiang Wanwan staggered, almost fell. "So you pretended to be with me, deceived me, all to get back at my mom? Did you ever love me, even for a second?" His voice trembled, but only Xie Yancheng's cold sneer answered. "Ha, don't flatter yourself. A cheap girl like you, who sleeps with any man, is as shameless as your homewrecker mom. Since she's a homewrecker, I'll make you one too." So his pursuit, being with him, was just revenge. Revenge on her mom. His real love was his girlfriend abroad. She was just the other woman. Ooh, these words cut Jiang Wanwan to the heart. Jiang Wanwan's mom and Xie Yancheng's dad were college sweethearts. After her dad died, she left 8-year-old Wanwan with her grandma. She went to see his dad alone, and they rekindled. This devastated Xie's mom. She killed herself. Xie Yanchuan was 10. After her death, he hated his father. After the fallout, he left the Xie mansion and moved to his maternal home. He blamed his mother's death entirely on Jiang Mu, believing she was a mistress who destroyed his happy family. Thus, he hated Jiang Wanwan. When Jiang Wanwan came to the Xie family 2 years ago, she never met Xie Yanchuan, nor had she ever heard of him. If she knew Xie Yanchuan was Uncle Xie's son, she'd never be with him. But now, everything is wrong, terribly wrong. Xie Yanchuan tossed a pillbox like trash before Jiang Wanwan. "Take it. You're not worthy to carry my child. Just thinking about it disgusts me." Jiang Wanwan stared at the pillbox, recalling last night when Xie Yanchuan, in passion, looked at her. His eyes said, "Wanwan, your eyes are beautiful. Let's have a daughter who looks like you, okay?" But now, he calls her disgusting and unworthy. A phone ring broke her thoughts. Xie Yancheng's phone. She glanced up. The name Yu Shuxin stung her eyes. "Shi, what's up?" The girl's gentle voice carried a hint of playfulness. "Missing you. I land at 8:30 tomorrow. I want to see you first." Xie Yanchuan's lips curled tenderly, his tone full of a fondness Jiang Wanwan had never heard. "Okay, I'll stay at the hotel nearest the airport tonight. I'll be at the arrival gate 2 hours early tomorrow. I promise I'll be the first person you see. Hearing this, the girl on the phone laughed happily, then her voice turned sad as she remembered something. Yanchuan, that Jiang Wanwan, have you cut ties with her? Xie Yanchun glanced coldly at Jiang Wanwan, his voice full of disgust. She's a lonely mistress's spawn. In my eyes, not even worth a strand of your hair. Don't worry, Shuyi, my love. He's always been you. You say Yanchuan's words, please, you Shuyi. She cooks a bit more before hanging up. Jiang Wanwan, being closest, heard every word of their calling. The words were like sharp hooks, each digging into her heart, leaving it bleeding and agonizing. She crouched, trembling, picked up the pill, popped one out, and swallowed it dry. The name Yu Shuyi had appeared in Xie Yinchuan's phone before. He'd said she was just a friend from abroad. Unexpectedly, Yu Shuxing was his real girl, and she, unknowingly, became the third party. As Jiang Wanmao was stunned, Xie's father and Jiang's mother, arriving late, heard the news and rushed over. Xie's father, dark-faced, stared at his son, who hadn't come home in over a decade, demanding, Yanchan, what's going on? You must explain yourself today. He didn't care about Jiang Wanwang's reputation. He cared about the Xie family's face. Xie Yanzhong lit a cigarette, took a deep breath. Need I explain? Your mistress's daughter, following in her footsteps, became my mistress. Hearing mistress, Jiang's mother's face turned awful. Without a word, he walked to Jiang Wanwan and slapped her hard. Jiang Wanwan, how did I raise you? Doing such an unfilial thing, filming that indecent video. You've disgraced me. Apologize to Uncle Xi now and promise never to bother brother Yanchuan again. The slap left Jiang Wanwan's face burning, tears streaming uncontrollably. Before she could speak, Xie Yanchuan sneered. Don't call me brother. It disgusts me. I don't need a sister, but I do need a servant. My girlfriend returns tomorrow. She needs a maid. Want to apologize? The mistress apologizing to the real girlfriend is only right. His words were for Jiang Wanwan, but his eyes coldly fixed on Jiang's mother. Every word dripped with sarcasm. His insinuations were clear, but Jiang's mother acted oblivious, smiling as she agreed for Jiang Wanwan. Fine, serving your girlfriend is her blessing. Jiang Wanwan panicked. Mom, I won't go. Shut up. Jiang's mother snapped, glaring at her. She pulled her aside, lowering her voice. Wanwan, Uncle Xie has heart surgery in a week. He can't be upset. For my sake, agree to Xie Yanchuan's demand. After the surgery, in a week, I'll arrange for you to go abroad. Leave the Xie family for good, okay? Jiang's mother's eyes reddened with plea and pity. Jiang Wanwan looked at the somewhat unfamiliar, yet unbreakable mother, feeling mixed emotions. But since she was ready to leave, she'd help her one last time. She turned to face Xie Yanchuan's contemptuous gaze. Fine, I agree. Consider these last 7 days as cutting off this ridiculous love completely. In 7 days, her world would be without Xie Yanchuan. The next day, news of Xiao Yanchuan returning as CEO of Xie Group hit all financial headlines. But on his first day, he skipped the welcome party waiting at the airport for Yu Shuyi's flight. Jiang Wanwan heard this as she left HR after resigning. Stepping out of the company, outside a thunderstorm raged, cold wind chilling her heart. Looking up, Xie Yanchuan's car stopped before her. He rolled down the window, voice cold. Tonight, I'm hosting a welcome dinner for Shuyi. Come serve a dress sent. Jiang Wanwan looked down at her phone. My heart clenched. The welcome banquet was at a high-end hall. Days ago, he'd lain in his arms, dreaming of one day holding their wedding there. Now he'd host Yu Shuyi's welcome there. Seeing him silent, Xie Yanchuan's voice deepened. Shuyi just returned. She'll struggle. Do your duty as a servant. Fail her, and I'll force your mom out of Xie family. Jiang Wanwan nodded numbly. Got it. Surprised by her obedience, Xie Yanchuan's deep eyes glanced at her with some curiosity, but soon returned to cold disgust. And the rear window rolled down slowly. Yung Zhi's gentle face appeared before Jiang Wanwan. You are Jiang Wanwan. Yanzhan mentioned you. You said you'd take care of me after I return. Thanks. But take a cab to tonight's banquet. I don't like other women in my boyfriend's car. The hall is miles away in the suburbs. Taxis rarely go there, especially in this storm. Yun Xiaoying just wanted to intimidate him and claim her territory. Jiang Wanwan understood. Ye Yangchuan gave her a deep look. Don't be late. You know, I hate lateness. With that, the car sped off. Jiang Wanwan smiled bitterly. She hailed a cab, soaked and shivering until she finally got one. She finally got a ride. But 10 miles from the destination, the driver had an emergency, left her alone in the store. By the time she arrived, trembling and wet, the banquet had started. Seeing her, someone teased. Yeah, quite the player. Bringing your mistress with a real girlfriend back. Are you afraid you, our campus beauty, will get jealous? And Yanchuan flicked his cigarette. his eyes hidden in smoke. Before he could speak, Yu Shiyi beside him smiled. Stop joking. He's just a servant Yanchuan assigned to me. Why would I be jealous? Wang woman, I heard the mid-autumn crabs are the best. I haven't had any abroad. Can you peel some for me? He spoke with a gentle smile, pushing the plate carefully as if afraid she'd refuse. Jiang Wanwan said nothing, took a towel from the waiter, wiped her hair, and put on gloves, grabbed the crab scissors, and started. Yi Shui seemed unsatisfied. Wanwan, gloves and scissors have too many germs. Wash your hands. Just use your hands. The hairy crabs on the plate each weighed 7 to 8 tails. Hard shells. Peeling one by hand is tough. But Jiang Wanwan didn't argue. She washed her hands. When she returned, 20 more crabs were on the table. Xie Yanchuan ordered, without looking up, peel 3 for everyone at the table. Standing up will make you faster. He raised his hand, and a waiter removed Jiang Wanwan's chair. The onlookers laughed mockingly. Master Xie is impressive. You've trained your servant well. When you are done with the campus beauty, can I borrow her for home? Good idea. I'll get in line. Borrow her to warm my bed. Haha. Xie Yanchuan served Yu Shuyi some soup. He replied lightly, since she's Shuyi's servant, it's up to Shuyi. What, warming the bed? Stop joking. You'll scare Wanwan. Yu Shuyi playfully tapped Xie Yanchuan, then glanced at Jiang Wanwan. But for an open-minded girl like Wang Wan, warming a bed isn't a big deal. And like me, raised strictly, I am conservative. Yanchuan chased me for 3 years before I agreed. She looked at Xie Yanchuan, her eyes soft. He promised to save my first time for our wedding night. The room buzzed with praise, a pure goddess who charmed everyone. Those loose women can't compare. Master Xie, you found a treasure. No wonder you've kept her in your heart. If I found a girl like that, my ancestors would be thrilled. The hard crab shell cut Jiang Wanwan's fingers. Pain stabbing her heart. A dull, sharp ache. A crab claw's spike dug deep into her flesh. Blood beaded up. It hurt. A piercing pain, but less than the mockery sting. In Xie Yanchuan's eyes, was she really that cheap? Because she gave him her precious first night when she loved and trusted him most, she became a girl who doesn't love herself. How ironic. Jiang Wanwan bit her lip, holding back tears, but her trembling hands betrayed her pain. Then, Xianzhuan saw her bloody hands. He frowned. Are you trying to discuss Shui? The bowl's bloody. How can we eat? Waiter, bring a bowl of ice. He took the bowl of crab meat she'd peeled. Scowling, he dumped it in the trash. Then he grabbed Jiang Wanwan's bloody hand and shoved it into the ice. The cold quickly stopped the bleeding. Jiang Wanwan felt a bone-chilling cold seep into her. It froze her fingers like they might snap. The pain made her want to pull back. But Xie Yanchuan forced her hands back in, peel again, until no blood shows. Her hands were plunged back into the ice, her whole body frozen stiff. Even her blood felt like it was freezing. Each breath was a sharp, cold sting, but the disgust in Xie Yanchuan's eyes hurt more than the pain. Gritting her teeth, she kept peeling. Then she'd shove her hands back in the ice and peel again once the bleeding stopped, until her fingers were completely numb, and she felt no more pain. By the end of the party, all the crabs were finally peeled. Yung Shuyi, leaning on Xie Yanchuan, glanced at the full plate of crab meat. She covered her nose and pushed it away. I can smell the fishiness from here. No appetite. Forget it. Xie Yanchuan stroked her hair fondly. Don't like it? Then don't eat it. I'll buy some tomorrow and peel it for you myself. The crab meat Jiang Wanwan spent hours peeling was once again thrown in the trash by Xie Yanchuan. After the party ended, it was late. Her 10 fingers were too frozen to hold anything. Her skin had turned from pink to purple. The pain was deep in her bones. She slowly got up, stumbling out of the hall. Her broken body feeling like every step was on a knife's edge. She could collapse any moment. Her forehead was hot, and she felt dizzy. Just outside the hall, everything went black, and she collapsed. Jiang Wanwan didn't know how she got back. She woke up the next morning. She was in her own bed after getting together with Xie Yanchuan. She moved into his penthouse. But they always had separate rooms, because early on, she said she'd never had a room of her own. To fulfill that wish, Xie Yanchuan set up a room just for her. Every piece of furniture, every decoration, they chose together. Each one held a memory. The sweet memories were still fresh, but everything had changed. Jiang Wanwan stared at the photos on the wall, gently touching each happy picture of her and Xie Yanchuan. Each one felt like a new wound on her heart, bleeding. The brighter the smiles in the photos, the deeper her sadness and pain. Back then, he never imagined his cherished love was all Xie Yanchuan's lies woven for him, all fake. Tears fell silently as he took down photos from the wall, tore them up, and threw them in the trash. When Xie Yanchuan pushed the door open, the once full photo wall was bare. Not a single one left. His gaze fell on the trash bin full of torn photos. brows slightly furrowed, a flash of coldness in his eyes. Love tearing photos? Jiang Wanwan quietly wiped her tears, steadying her trembling voice. Since it's all fake, these photos don't need to stay. Xie Yanquan narrowed his eyes dangerously. He's still easy. Fine, then I'll let you tear enough. With that, he grabbed a photo album from the bedside and slammed it onto Jane Wanwan's head. The album's corner cut her forehead, blood seeping out. But Xie Yanquan acted as if he didn't see. Don't you like tearing? I order you to tear all these photos. Not a single one left. Every photo was taken by our father when he was alive. Those were the last memories her father and grandmother left her. She instinctively hugged the album to her chest, shaking her head desperately. You can't. These are my father and grandmother's photos. Xie Yanquan, you know how important these are to me. But before she could finish, Xie Yanquan forcefully snatched the album back. His voice like a demon from hell. Does that matter to me? Since you won't do it, I'll tear them for you. Ignoring her desperate pleas, he pulled out photos one by one, tore them up mercilessly in front of her, and threw them in her face. At that moment, Jiang Wanwan's heart seemed to shatter with those photos. Torn apart by his own hands, Xie Yanquan looked down at her, his eyes full of coldness. Jiang Wanwan, a servant should act like one. Next time you dare defy my orders. What gets torn won't just be photos. A short sentence, thick with undisguised threat. Jiang Wanwan collapsed weakly to the floor, clutching the photos of her loved ones tightly, her heart bleeding. She knew he wasn't joking. She dared not and could not. After a long while, she nodded tearfully. I understand. Tonight, Shu Yi invited friends over. Go prepare now. Make 18 dishes to entertain his guests. Shu, he doesn't like spicy food. No seafood, no onions or garlic. 18 dishes must seal his taste. Also, he's allergic to peanuts. Only fresh squeezed orange juice. You must squeeze it by hand. He hates machine squeezed. He tossed a list at Jiang Wanwan on the floor, detailing Yu Shuyi every preference, favorite colors, favorite weather, even preferred bathwater temperature. Seeing the familiar handwriting, Jiang Wanwan felt each word sting his eyes. His heart ached dully. To rip a deeply loved person from your heart is truly hard. Each tear hurts, leaving him breathless. After Xie Yanquan left, Jiang Wanwan, in pain, stood up against the wall. He picked up the torn photos, placed them in a book, and packed them. In the empty room, a text message rang. It was from his mother. Wanwan, the tickets are booked. Everything abroad is set. Dangs aboard in 6 days. Below was the e-ticket. Jiang Wanwan looked at it, crying then laughing. Good, just 6 more days. He could finally escape. Jiang Wanwan found some painkillers in the drawer. He swallowed them with water. After a while, the pain eased. As he stood to leave, the door opened again. Yu Shui, in silk pajamas, sleepily surveyed the room. Her tone held a hint of mockery. Wen, since when does a maid wake later than the mistress? Don't let it happen again. I got back late last night. I was tired, so I rested. Clean up and give me back the master bedroom. Move to the storage room by the bathroom. Don't mind. Our servants always stay there. She smiled faintly, exuding an air of superiority. It suffocated Jiang Wanwan. Jiang Wanwan nodded. Okay, I don't deserve this room. I'm leaving anyway. Moving early saves me an excuse to pack. She had few belongings. Most were gifts from Xie Yanquan over the year. He bought her gifts for every holiday, big or small. He prepared all kinds of presents. He once wanted to give her the best of everything, but it was all just props for his lies. Except for some daily items and clothes. Except the pigeon his grandma left him, he wanted nothing. After Jiang Wanwan moved to the storage room, Yu Shui called movers. Everything in the master bedroom was thrown out, replaced with new bed and furniture. He set aside a cabinet for gifts Xie Yanquan gave him. Jiang Wanwan recalled her last birthday, when Xie Yanquan gave her a cabinet of gifts. He swore they'd be together forever, and he'd always be good to her. Forever, such a beautiful, luxurious word. But his forever was too short, going in a flash. She couldn't hold it. Watching the familiar room change, her heart felt empty, hollow. She didn't even notice cutting her finger while chopping. Yu Shuyi's friend saw and complained. Shuyi, your maid is so clumsy. There's blood on the food. How can we eat? She's doing this on purpose to gross us out. He grabbed the washed veggies and dumped them on Jiang Wanwan's head. The veggies aren't clean either. Wash them all again. Jiang Wanwan obeyed, knelt, and picked them up. Silently, she turned on the tap and re-washed. Not getting the reaction they wanted. The others came into the kitchen. They nitpicked everything. So you're the mistress who seduced Xie Xiao while Shu Yi was abroad? You're not even pretty. Can't compare to Shu Yi. Guess you're good in bed, but your cooking sucks. That won't do. You need to practice. When I find you your next client, you'll need more than just bed skills. Haha. Mocking and sneering. Filled out, Jiang Wanwan bit her lip. Her nails dug into her palm. Yu Shuyi sipped coffee, lounging on the sofa, acting like she heard nothing, but a smug smile curled her lips. She brought them to humiliate Jiang Wanwan. Jiang Wanwan endured the insults. She forced her aching body to cook all 18 dishes. When the food was served, she could barely stand. Xie Yanquan sat by Yu Shuyi, peeling crab for her. His tenderness stabbed Jiang Wanwan's heart. That tenderness used to be hers alone. Now he gave it to someone else. It was no longer hers. She looked away, unable to watch. Just as she was about to leave the dining room, Yu Shuyi called out, Wanwan, you worked so hard all afternoon. You must be exhausted. Sit down and eat with us. Yesterday, you got caught in the rain and had a fever. This morning, while you tidied up, I made you a soup to nourish you. He smiled, pressed Jiang Wanwan into her seat, went to the kitchen, and brought out a pot. He laid out a bowl of soup and set it before her. Try it. I made it just for you. Wanted to surprise you. Jiang Wanwan felt Yu Shui's behavior was odd, but couldn't pinpoint why. Seeing her not move, Xie Yangchun frowned, his tone icy. Shrink. Shui kindly cooked this for you. Don't be ungrateful. He looked away indifferently, as if a glance was too much, a stark contrast to his former tenderness. Others chimed in. Meeting someone as pure as Xu Yi, you should be grateful on your knees. Jiang Wanwan had no choice but to pick up the spoon. She took a symbolic sip. The scalding soup burned down her throat to her heart. As she swallowed, she heard Yu Shuyi's casual voice. Pigeon soup is the most nourishing. Everyone have a bowl. But this pigeon seems old. The meat is tough. What a waste of good. Sip. Hearing this, Jiang Wanwan's hand holding the spoon froze. Her mind went blank. She turned dazedly to the pigeon cage on the balcony. Seeing it empty, her hands clamped over her mouth. Her pupils dilated. Tears streamed down her cheeks, each drop like molten lava burning into her heart. She looked like Hu Shui, her whole body trembling. You killed my pigeon. Yu Shui looked up with innocent eyes. Smiling, she said, Yes, pigeons are raised to be eaten, aren't they? Drink more. Hearing the confirmation, Jiang Wanwan lost control. She grabbed a pot of pigeon soup and smashed it on the table. Scalding soup splattered. Everyone at the table scrambled away in panic. Yu Shuxing cried out and threw herself into Xie Yanquan's arms. Yanquan, it's so hot, my hand hurts. A few drops of soup had splashed onto her hand, leaving a faint red mark. Xie Yanquan was distraught and quickly applied ointment. After applying it, he looked coldly at Jiang Wanwan, hatred in his eyes. Jiang Wanwan, how dare you hurt Shu Yi in front of me? Kneel and apologize now. Jiang Wanwan bit her lip hard. That pigeon was the only one my grandma left me, my last memory of her. He killed it. Why should I apologize to him? No apology? Fine. Let's see how stubborn you are. Xie Yangchuan boiled a pot of water in the kitchen. Two people pinned Jiang Wanwan down. They forced her hands into the boiling water. A searing pain shot through her hands, making her see stars. She could even hear the sound of her skin sizzling. Xie Yangchuan's cold voice rang in her ear. Apologize to Shu Yi. Jiang Wanwan coughed up blood from the pain. She looked up at him, voice trembling. Fine, I apologize. I was wrong. Wrong to meet you 2 years ago. Wrong to accept your confession. The biggest mistake was loving you. Warm blood splattered on Xia Yangchuan's face. His brow furrowed, his hand under his sleeve clenched unconsciously. His heart seemed to ache for a moment. His eyes darkened, a flicker of emotion passing through, but soon returned to calm. And Jiang Wanwan finished her last word. My body went limp. She fainted completely. The onlookers stepped back in fear. Is he dead? Hearing dead, Xie Yangchuan's heart tightened. He bent down and picked up Jiang Wanwan. He wanted to rush her to the hospital, but Yung Shui grabbed him, eyes red, voice aggrieved. Yangchuan, my hand hurts too. You're my boyfriend. You won't ignore me, right? Wanwan just fainted. Let them take her to the hospital. I want you by my side. He looked down at Jiang Wanwan, eyes closed. After a moment's hesitation, he handed her to Yu Shui's friends. Take her to the best hospital. She can't die yet. When Jiang Wanwan woke up, she was in the hospital bed. No one was around. She tried to sit up to call a nurse, but her whole body was in pain, and she had no strength. After a while, a nurse doing rounds pushed the door open. Seeing her awake, the nurse showed sympathy. Miss Jiang, you're awake? Please wait. I'll notify Mr. Xie now. She turned and left. Jiang Wanwan couldn't even refuse. Minutes later, Xie Yanzhan appeared in the room. His face was still ice cold. Behind him was Yu Shui, full of guilt. Wanwan, the pigeon thing was my fault. Don't be mad at me. Don't blame Yanchuan either. He just cares too much about me. Love makes him blind. He accidentally hurt you so badly. I went back and made you soup. Have some. His tone was warm, but his eyes held a hint of smugness. Jiang Wanwan glanced at its soup. then turned her head away silently. Wan, why aren't you eating? Yu Shuyi looked concerned. Her voice carried a hint of grievance. Seeing Jiang Wan steal Almo, Xie Yanchuan got angry. You hurt Chuyi badly. She still went back. To cook soup for you? Don't be ungrateful. Every word he said was a threat. Jiang Wan took a deep breath. She reached out her heavily bandaged hand, barely picked up the spoon, and took a sip of soup. But as he swallowed, the intense spiciness burned his throat. A sudden metallic taste rose in his mouth. He couldn't help it, rushed to the trash can, coughing and retching violently. Yu Shuxin looked upset. I spent half a morning making this. Even if it's bad, you don't have to treat it like this. Wan, are you still mad at me? As he spoke, his eyes reddened slightly. He looked extremely wronged. Xie Yanchuan heard and walked over. Seeing Yu Shuxin's red eyes, his face darkened. Since you are so ungrateful and dare to waste Shi's food, then you won't eat for days. Someone tape his mouth shut. No food for 3 days. The bodyguard behind him walked up with tape. Jiang Wan stood still, letting them tape her mouth shut. She knew, even if she struggled, she couldn't escape. Besides, she had no strength left to struggle. For 3 whole days, Jiang Wan was locked in a dark room. No water, no food, and her burned hands were not rebandaged. Through the gauze, the wounds were black and festering. Black-yellow pus stuck the gauze to the wounds. The pain was so bad, she couldn't lift her hands. Plus hunger, she was almost broken. Luckily, when the 3 days were up, Xie Yanchuan sent someone to force-feed her soup, barely giving her some strength. After feeding, the bodyguard dragged her up. Mr. Shi said, Miss Shui is discharged today. She needs care. Go back now to take care of Miss Shui's daily needs. If you dare harm Miss Shui again, he won't forgive you. Wu Yongwen, like a puppet, was dragged out and thrown into the car. Back home, Uncle Xie was in the hospital preparing for surgery. So most company work fell to Xie Yanchuan. He was swamped and not home. Only Yu Shui was home. Yangshu's arm burn had healed, leaving no trace. He waved the bodyguards out, lounged on the sofa, and looked at Jiang Wan contemptuously. Wan, technically I should call you sister-in-law. We could have been good friends. Too bad you learned the wrong things. You had to learn from your mom to be a homewrecker. How does it feel? This is the fate of a mistress. Jiang Wang met his sarcastic gaze. Word by word, she said seriously, I am not a mistress. I didn't know you were his girlfriend. I agreed to stay and take care of you, not out of guilt. I just don't want to make my mom's life hard. Yu Shuxin didn't expect Jiang Wan to talk back. She raised her hand to slap her. Jiang Wan dodged, making him lunge and almost fall. He was about to shriek again when the front door suddenly opened. Hearing this, Yu Shuyi had a quick idea. He grabbed the ashtray and smashed it on his own head. Next second, he fell, clutching his bleeding forehead, and cried out in pain. Wan, how could you do this? Xie Yanchuan pushed past the stunned Jiang Wan. He rushed to Yu Shuyi. Jiang Wan stumbled from the push. Her back slammed hard into the marble coffee table. The glass on the table shattered on the floor. Shards cut deep into her barely healed palm. Blood pouring out. Xie Yanchuan didn't even glance at her. He held Yu Shuyi in his arms, full of concern. Shuyi, what happened? Yu Shuyi's tears fell like beads, helpless in Xie Yanchuan's arms. He spoke with grievance. I really didn't know that pigeon meant so much to Wan. I want her to sincerely apologize, but she's still mad at me. She grabbed the ashtray and hit me on the head. What if it leaves a scar? I'll be disfigured. Xie Yanchuan looked at her wound with deep concern. The wound wasn't deep, but it was bloody and looked scary. He comforted her gently. Don't worry, I'm here. I won't let you have any scars. I'll take you to the hospital now. Xie Yanchuan picked up Yu Shui. As he passed Jiang Wan, his eyes were cold as knives. Jiang Wang, I was going to let you off, but you keep hurting Shuyi. You brought this on yourself. The door slammed shut. The big house fell silent again. Jiang Wan sat alone for a long time. Only then did the pain in her back ease a bit. She grabbed the table and got up. Blood kept dripping from her hand, stark against the white carpet. But as she returned to the storage room, guards burst in and grabbed her arms. They pinned her down. One guard took the ashtray. He smashed it on her head until blood showed, then stopped. Before she could scream, a hand gripped her chin. Boiling water was poured straight into her mouth. The burn seared from her throat to her stomach. The pain was fiery. Jiang Wan felt like she was dying, but the guards didn't stop, giving her no chance to resist. A second cup of hot water was poured down. She choked, her throat almost silent, her body convulsing uncontrollably. Her bloody hands scraped the floor, but she couldn't grasp anything. Only a harsh scraping sound was heard. After a while, the group finally stopped. They kicked that one lying on the ground. Jiang Wan, already unconscious. Miss Jiang, Mr. CACC, this lesson is to teach you. If you hurt Miss Shuyi again, next time it won't be just hot water. The voice faded. Jiang Wan is finally passed out. When she woke up, she was back in the familiar ward. This time, Xie Yanjuan sat at the desk. Seeming busy with work, seeing her awake, he sighed in relief, but his tone was cold. Awake, remember this lesson. This is what happens when you hurt Shu Yi. Jiang Wanwan turned away, but a tear slipped down. Her forehead and hands were bandaged. She couldn't speak, but she felt no pain, as if falling into an abyss. She once thought Xi Yanchuan was her savior. Now she realized he was the abyss, pain and doom. For Yo Yishuyi, he turned into a demon, hurting her badly. The man who once protected her, like his own heart, was gone, vanished with his fake affection. Xie Yanchuan felt uneasy seeing her silent. This woman was the daughter of the mistress who killed his mom. She hurt Shu Yi repeatedly. This was her deserved punishment? But why did her tears still move him? He remembered her smiling face. Then a phone rang, breaking his thoughts. Hey Shu Yi, what's up? Shu Yi's voice was choked, pitiful. Yanchuan, I need my bandage changed. I am scared. Can you come? Xie Yanchuan glanced at Jiang Wangwang, pretending to sleep. His voice softened. Okay, wait for me. I'm coming. Only after his footsteps faded did she open her eyes. Shui's I'm scared made him rush to her, but he forgot. She was scared too. She remembered when he fell and scraped his knee. Xie Yanchuan was so worried he wouldn't let her get up for days, changing her bandage carefully, afraid to hurt her. Well, after we marry, I'll never let anyone bully you or hurt you. But now, her biggest hurt came from him. Soon, the door opened again. It was Xie Yanchuan's bodyguard. Miss Jiang, Miss Shui, has no appetite after her injury. Only wants your cooking. Mr. Xi orders you to go to the hospital kitchen and make Miss Shu 10 dishes she likes. Send them to his room. Jiang Wangwang looked at her bandaged hands, felt ice cold all over. He was just discharged. His body was weak, forced to drink boiling water. His esophagus and stomach lining were severely burned. Rescued after 3 hours of emergency treatment, Shu Xin's forehead wound was smaller than a third of Jiang Wangwang's. 2 band-aids would heal it. Xie Yanchuan, because of Yu Shui's words, ignored her safety and ordered her to cook. Despite her injuries, in his eyes were all her pains, not even 1% of Yu Shui's. The pain in her heart burst again. Choking Jiang Wawan, she thought her heart, scarred by Xi Yanjuan, was numb. But his bodyguard's words felt like 1,000 arrows piercing it. Dragged out again, she went to the hospital kitchen to cook for Yu Shu. Yay! The hospital chef was kind. He wanted to help, but the guard stopped him. Mr. Xi insists you do it all yourself. No one is allowed to help. Xie Yanchuan was a major shareholder. No one dared to defy him. The chef pitied Yi Wanwan, who could barely stand. He shook his head and left 10 dishes. Jiang Wanwan, barely standing, cooked all afternoon. When she delivered them, Xie Yanchuan had already left for work. Yun Shuyi stood before her, looking down, gloating, "Sorry, Wanwan. I just casually said I wanted your cooking. Yanchuan ignored your injuries and made you cook, making your injuries worse. He's like that with me, loses all sense. You're his nominal sister, even as my maid now. Can't be treated like this, right?" Her voice was gentle, her face smiling. But her long nails slowly touched Jiang Wanwan's injured hand, then dug in hard into her wound. The scabbed wound bled again. Jiang Wanwan's vision went black. She nearly fainted from pain. Turns think I don't know your real goal. You want to stay by Yang Chuan as a maid. Too bad. He's always been all about me. No matter how hard you try, it's useless. Don't say I didn't warn you. Get out of my sight! Or you'll die ugly. Yan Shiyi sneered and pulled back her hand. Wiped it with a tissue. Threw it contemptuously at Jiang Wanwan's face. Turned and left. After she left, Jiang Wanwan numbly got up from the floor. Forced a bitter smile. Disappear. Soon, as he wishes. Gone from their world. But Yin Shuyi was more anxious. Before he could rest, she caused more trouble. The next day, Jiang Wanwan was asleep when Xie Yanchuan's guards doused her with cold water. "Wake up! Stop sleeping! Mr. Xie wants you." The guards didn't let her ask. They covered her mouth and dragged her out, shoved her in a car, and brought her to Xie Yanchuan. His icy voice seemed from hell, making her tremble. She couldn't tell if it was from pain or heartache. "Did you poison the ointment Shuyi got today?" "Jiang Wanwan, you are as ruthless as your mother." If Shuyi hadn't found out, her face would be ruined. Jiang Wanwan looked up, meeting Xie Yanchuan's cold eyes. He had Yu Shuyi frowning at her, as if judging a heinous criminal. Jiang Wanwan, broken, knelt before them. Her last shred of dignity was crushed. Xie Yanchuan was pained by her despair. He frowned deeper. His voice softened, kowtow 3 times, and apologized to Shu Yi now. I'll forgive you and forget the past. Since you were with me before, I'll get you a place. You can stay with me, carefree. He hated mistresses, but as something strange held him back. He didn't want to let her go. Sometimes he missed their happy times. He wanted her to stay and be with him. Hearing this, Jiang Anwan froze. Then she laughed. She never thought he'd say, in front of Liu Shuyi, that he'd keep her as a mistress, but she felt no joy, only disgust. She stared at him, eyes red, and said slowly, I didn't tamper with his ointment, so I won't apologize. As for staying with you, she scoffed. Ha, you fooled me once? Think I'll fall for it again? Just kill me now. I don't need your fake pity. Death will be a relief. Her words enraged Xie Yanchawan. His last bit of pity vanished. Fine, since you are ungrateful. Don't blame me. He left arm around Zhu Shuyi. At the door, he raised his hand. Guards rushed in and surrounded Jiang Wanwan. Before, they feared Jiang Wanwan for various reasons, but seeing Xia Yanchan's coolness toward her, these bodyguards went all out. Plus, Yu Shuyi paid them well, so they beat her harder. Rain-like blows fell on Jiang Wanwan, and she screamed in pain. Sweat, tears, and blood stained her light blue hospital gown. Her cries excited them more, and they tore off her clothes. Such nice skin. Ashamed not to leave a mark. Brothers, what word should we carve? The cold blade grazed her back, and she shivered. Fear made her struggle desperately. But she was pinned down. Her mom's a homewrecker. She's a homewrecker too. Let's carve a wanimi. 3 fits perfectly. Haha. Good idea, but 3 strokes is too easy on her. I say, add bitch. Fits too. Yeah, add slut and ugly too. The sharp blade cut into Wanwan's back, each stroke tearing through her flesh. The agony made her vision go black, but each time she neared fainting, the next jolt of pain woke her. Suffocation hit her. Air left her lungs fast. Jiang Wanwan's vision darkened. She stopped struggling and slowly closed her eyes. Dying like this would be fine. After a while, Jiang Wanwan regained consciousness, opened her eyes. They were gone. She was like trash on the floor, alone in the empty room. Her phone screen in the corner flashed once, then went dark. Ignoring the pain, she crawled to the wall and grabbed the phone. It was a text from Mom. Wanwan, Uncle Say's surgery was a success. Tomorrow morning, I can send you abroad with peace of mind. A tear hit the screen, and she wiped it away with a trembling hand. Jiang Wanwan smiled. She replied with one word, okay. She could finally be free. Finally leave this painful place, and this man, Xie Yanchuan, 7 days, felt like a long, painful century. She was about to break. Her bags were packed days ago. She dragged them out from under the bed. She did a final check. But in the corner of the suitcase, she found a long lost ring. This ring was from her birthday, a custom our couple ring from Xie Yanchuan, with their names engraved inside. The other one was with Xie Yanchuan. She was sad for days when it was lost, and he tried everything to cheer her up. He said when they got married, he'd get her a bigger, shinier diamond ring. Now, this ridiculous relationship was over. The ring appeared again. Jiang Wanwan held it. Examining it closely, weeks after mid-autumn, the moonlight was still bright. Even without lights, the ring seemed to sparkle in her fingers. Looking at it, she suddenly smiled. A bitter smile, something never hers, regained only to mock her. She took one last look, then threw it in the trash, along with all remaining feelings for Xiaoyangchuan. All thrown away. Lost things are trash. She wanted none of it. Yang Wanwan picked up her suitcase and left, passing the master bedroom. She heard Yu Shuyi's sweet voice. Yanchuan, I wanted to wait until our wedding night, but I love you too much. I can't wait. Xianchuan's voice was full of affection. Silly girl, whenever you want. I'm ready. I want it now. In the quiet night, whispers from the master bedroom seeped out. Those sounds were like red-hot needles, piercing Jiang Wanwan's heart. Wait, no protection. What if I get pregnant? Yu Shuyi's shy voice asked. Hey, Yanchuan chuckled, a tone she'd never heard, expectant and indulgent. If you get pregnant, we'll have it. One like you. Do you want a boy or a girl? Yours, I will love either. The talking stopped. Then came her moans and his low breaths. Jiang Wanwan froze. Her broken it felt torn in two. She remembered the birth control he threw at her on mid-autumn, saying she wasn't worthy of his child. So he didn't hate kids. In his heart, she just wasn't worthy. She remembered their first time in that same room. In his flower-filled setup, she couldn't resist his tenderness and gave in. That night, he was so gentle, asking if she hurt, as if she were the most precious, fragile thing. Now, just steps away, in the same room, he was playing the same tender scene with another woman. Jiang Wanwan's numb heart felt nothing. She took one last look at the place she called home for a year, then, without looking back, opened the door and left. From now on, Xie Yanchuan was out of her life. After a night of passion, Xie Yanchuan and Yu Shuyi woke up late. When they got up, the house felt empty. Xie Yanchuan sensed something wrong and ran to Jiang Wanwan's storage room. Opening the door, he saw the empty room and the ring on the table. Frowning, he stepped forward and picked it up. Someone go find Jiang Wanwan. The guards quickly went out to search. An hour later, the guards returned. Mr. Xie, we checked the cams. Miss Jiang left last night. We searched everywhere she goes. Nothing. Xie Yangzhen gritted his teeth. Search. Keep searching. If you don't find her, you're all done for. His fingers trembled slightly. A flicker of pain crossed his eyes. The guards acknowledged and shuffled out, leaving Xie Yanchuan alone in the empty storage room. The ring was clenched in his palm. Digging into his flesh, he didn't loosen his grip, as if holding tighter would keep Jiang Wanwan from vanishing. Xie Yangzhen suddenly realized that everything of hers was gone from the house. No trace of her remained. Even the storage room she last stayed in was wiped clean, as if she'd never existed. At that moment, he panicked. No, he couldn't let her out of his sight. He had to get her back. Now, Xie Yanchuan's face darkened. He grabbed his coat to rush out. He wanted to find her himself, but Yu Shui ran after him. She grabbed his arm. Yanchuan, don't worry. She's badly hurt. She can't have gone far. She's probably just hiding to scare you. She'll be back in a couple of days. Just a game of hard to get. Don't fall for it. His panic turned to suspicion and disgust. Right? Jiang Wanwan loved him so much. How could she leave him? She must be hiding for attention, playing hard to get to win his pity. With that thought, Xie Yanchuan relaxed. He pulled Yu Shuyi into his arms. Softly, he said, right? Good thing you reminded me. I almost fell for it again. When she's back, I'll make her kneel and apologize. In his mind, she loved him too much to leave. He was sure she'd show up in 3 days, begging forgiveness. No matter how he beat her, she'd stay. But he was wrong. 3 days. 4, 5. He waited a full 7 days. Jiang Wanwan never came back. Even the bodyguards found no trace of him. He vanished like foam from this world forever. Gone. Xie Yanchuan couldn't sit still. He drove back to the Xie family mansion. He found Jiang's mother. Where is Jiang Wanwan? Jiang's mother was feeding Xie's father medicine. She paused. Miao whispered softly. Yanchu, Wanwan is like a sister to you. Can you let her go? Stop looking for her. Shut up. She's not my sister. Xie Yanchuan coldly cut her off. His face dark. You killed my mother. She must atone. Stay by my side forever. I won't let her leave. She goes nowhere. Slap. A loud slap cut him off. Xie's father raised his trembling hand. That slap used all his strength. After surgery, he learned Jiang Wanwan's sacrifice for his safety. He felt guilty towards her. Hearing this, he stood up in anger and slapped his son. Yanchuan, the truth about your mother's death. You were too young. We never told you. But I can't watch you keep making mistakes. The one who cheated was your mother. To save the family's name, I locked her up. When she tried to climb out the window to elope with that man, she fell and died. Her death had nothing to do with Wanwan's mother. Hearing this, Jiang's mother couldn't help but sob. To that child, Wanwan, I owe her so much. On mid-autumn, I feared a fight would affect your father's surgery. I told her to swallow her pride and give in. If not for her kindness, why would she care so much? This truth struck Xie Yanchuan like lightning. He stood frozen, shaking his head in disbelief, muttering over and over, "Impossible, this can't be." But it was true. Without his father's cover-up, the information he sent for came back quickly. Jiang's mother was never the other woman. His mother really died in an accident while trying to elope with another man. Nothing to do with Jiang's mother. His father only got together with Jiang's mother after his mother's death. But he had misunderstood Jiang's mother for over a decade, hated her for over a decade, and cruelly, arrogantly did so many things to hurt Jiang Wanwan in the name of revenge. He was a monster. Those days, Xie Yanchuan lived in pain, drinking himself numb, drunk every night. Yan Zhuyi panicked. She hugged him, face full of grievance. Yanchuan, even if you were wrong about Wanwan's mother, she's gone. She won't come back. Can you stop thinking about her? Look at me. I am your girlfriend. Xie Yanchuan was drunk and disoriented, but clearly felt the person in his arms wasn't Jiang Wanwan. He pushed Yun Shui away. His eyes were cold. Number, you are not my girlfriend. Wanwan is my girlfriend. Hearing this, Yung Shuyi's expression completely fell apart. She screamed in fury. Your girlfriend is me. It's me. Jiang, Wanwan is just a mistress. A loud slap landed on his face. Yun Shuiying held her burning cheek, staring at his Yawan in disbelief. You hit me for that bitch Jiang Wanwan. Think this will win him back? I tell you, Jiang Wanwan hates you, wishes to never see you again. You'll never find her. Shut up! Xie Yangchun was furious too. He raised his hand and slapped her again. You stirred this up. Oh, Wanwan would never have left me. Get out! Get out of my house! He waved, summoning guards to drag the crying Yu Shui out, along with her luggage. Kicked out, Yu Shui never thought Xie Yanchang would treat her like this. She took a USB drive from her bag. A sinister look crossed her tear-streaked face. Jiang Wanwan, you ruined me. I'll destroy you. Forever. That USB held Xie Yangchang's video of Jiang Wanwan's first night. The next day, the video was leaked online, even posting all of Jiang Wanwan's personal info. The title, The True Face of a Homewrecker. It trended in minutes. Everyone tore Jiang Wanwan apart, but soon as Yan Chuan paid to suppress it, guards quickly brought the culprit, Yu Shuhui, before him. The investigation even uncovered Yu Shui's hidden side. Mr. C, we found she leaked the video, and also, since returning, she often visits entertainment clubs, maintaining unusual relationships with several men. Also found, the guard paused, hesitant to speak. Xie Yanchuan clenched his fist, grinding his teeth. Go on. Also found he caught syphilis abroad. Due to promiscuity, you should get checked too. Hearing this, Xie Yanchuan's face darkened. He looked at the collapsed Yu Shui with disgust, hatred nearly consuming him. He'd always loved Yu Shui for her purity, pining for years. Now his moon was tainted blood. He couldn't stand to look at her. Yu Shui, I trusted you. Thought you were pure and chaste, but you're just a slut. You dared hurt Wanwan. When I find her, I'll make you kneel and apologize. If not for finding Wanwan, he'd tear this liar apart. Xie Yanchuan had no time for a checkup. He clutched the address from Tom, rushed to the airport, bought the earliest flight. He went to find the girl he longed for. I want to say sorry to him. I want his forgiveness and be with him again. On the other side of the Pacific, Jiang's mother called Jiang Wanwen. 1 month after Uncle Xie recovered, he told Yanchuan the truth about his mother's death. The truth? Jiang Wanwan frowned, confused. A deep sigh. Yanchuan always thought I was the other woman, that I broke up his parents, causing his mom's depression and suicide. But the cheater was his mother. Jiang Wanwan was stunned. The voice continued. She had an affair with your Uncle Xi's cousin. To protect the Xie name, your uncle stopped them, like the rumors, and locked her at home. She tried to climb out at night to see him, slipped, and fell to her death. Yanchuan was only 10. Your uncle, for the family's sake and his, said she died of depression. But he thought I caused her death. After hearing this, Jiang Wanwan took a while to recover from the shock. So that's the real truth. A weight lifted off her heart. She breathed a sigh of relief. Though it's over with Sni Yanchuan, knowing his mom wasn't a mistress made her happy, but her mom's next words made her anxious again. Wanwan Yanchuan rickets it, he cried, begging for your contact. He wants to apologize. I told him. Jiang Wanwan panicked for a moment, then calmed down. He didn't take the job or address she arranged. He got a simple job and moved somewhere even she doesn't know. Yanchuan might find the city, but not him quickly in a foreign land, thinking that she relaxed, chatted briefly, and hung up. But ex-Ye Yanchen was faster than she thought. The next day, leaving work, she saw a man nearby searching for something. The familiar figure and feeling chilled her instantly. It's Xie Yanchuan. He found her. Jiang Wanwan instinctively turned, opened a colleague's car door, and jumped in. Quick, please drive. Her voice trembled. The male colleague saw her panic, asked nothing, and hit the gas. They sped off. Meanwhile, Xie Yanchuan, searching by the road, had a strong hunch. He looked back instinctively. A flash of a face in the car window made him freeze. That familiar profile, that longed-for figure, was the one he desperately wanted to see. After a moment, Xie Yanchuan felt electrified, chasing wildly. 111, I see you, don't go. Xie Yanchuan ran far after the car, screaming hoarsely, trying to stop the car ahead. The bike didn't stop, speeding past him, leaving no trace. He stopped, staring at where the car vanished, eyes red. Great, he finally found her. He could finally face her, atone, and be together again. Xie Yanqiang called for help to investigate near Jinfu building. Get all the surveillance. Find a woman named Jiang Wanwan. I'll send you her photo. Meanwhile, Jiang Wanwan was terrified by Xie Yanchuan's sudden appearance. She filed her resignation that night, planning to move to another city to hide but had work to hand over. So she hid in her rental until everything was done. 3 days later, a male colleague asked her to meet at a cafe. She went fully disguised in a cab. After the handover, the colleague hugged her goodbye. But Xie Yanqing, tracking her, saw it all. Wen Yuan, I finally found you. Eyes bloodshot, his voice choked with pain. Every word trembling. Jiang Wanwan froze for a moment, heart racing wildly, almost bursting from her chest. She quickly said goodbye and ran out the back door. But Xie Yanchuan, having found her, wouldn't let her escape again. Soon he chased her to an alley and grabbed her hand. Let go. Don't touch me. Jiang Wanwan shook him off, face full of rejection. Her tone was icy, but Xie Yangchuan paused, then grabbed her again. Wanwan, do you know how long I've looked for you? Can you please not leave me again? Jiang Wanwan found it absurd, frowning deeply. Xie Yanchun, your dad already explained about your monument. My mom and I owe you nothing. I don't want to bring up the past. I've finally started a new life. Why are you here? But Xie Yanchuan ignored her, staring with red eyes. Who was that guy? Did you leave just to find another man? Jiang Wanwan was amused by his twisted logic. She taunted. Is it any of your business who I see? What right do you have to control me? This enraged the already irrational Xie Yanchuan. He pinned her against the wall, biting her lip hard, each move punishing and out of control. The coppery taste of blood burst between their tongues. Jiang Wanwan, how dare you? I won't let you be with anyone else but me. Jiang Wanwan froze, startled by his sudden move, then shoved him hard and slapped him. Xie Yangchong, are you crazy? We're broken up. You have no right to control me or touch me. She pulled out a small spring knife she carried for self-defense, held it up, like fending off a vicious thug. That familiar voice, but cold and distant, keeping him at bay. Like ice water, snapping Xie Yanchuan awake. He grabbed the blade, letting it cut his palm. Blood dripped down his arm, but he stared into Jiang Wanwan's eyes, unflinching. I was wrong about that. I apologize for what I did. I'm sorry, Wanwan. Come back with me. I'll make it up to you. Since you left, I realized I've fallen for you. I can't live without you. Jiang Wanwan watched the blood hit the floor. She froze. She hadn't seen him in 2 months, and he'd gone this crazy, this irrational. His words, full of desperate pleading, made her racing heart slowly calm. With these skills, hiding from him forever was hard, and running wasn't the best solution. Better to settle things now. She took a deep breath, looking him in the eye. Xie Yangchuan, we're long over. I don't want to rehash the past. No need to apologize. I don't want to talk about it. Your girlfriend is Yu Shuyi. Keep your distance. Don't bother me. I don't want to see you. Her words were ice cold and distant. Her look at Xie Yangchuan, a stranger. Xie Yangchuan panicked, his eyes welling up. No, Wanwan. Yu Shuyi and I broke up. We're nothing now. I was wrong about your mom and hurt you. Yu Shuyi framed you. I found out. She set it all up. I was blind, believed her, and hurt you again and again. Please forgive me. Come back. I can't live without you. He was almost crying, everywhere choked with tears. But Jiang Wanwan cut him off coldly. It's pointless, Xie Yanchuan. Let the past be. I just want to live my life alone now. Please stop bothering me. He turned, expressionless. His leaving back was resolute, leaving Xie Yanchuan standing there. Jiang Wanwan thought her words were clear enough. Xie Yanchuan, so smart and proud, would back off. But she was wrong. He was like a ghost, following her everywhere. He bought everything she liked, placed them before her, but she wouldn't even look. She threw it all in the trash or gave it to a homeless person. Xie Yangchuan didn't give up. She threw. He kept giving. Finally, one evening, Jiang Wanwan got annoyed. She turned and glared at him. It's useless, Yanchuan. Even if you follow me for a month, 2 months, a year, I won't go back. You're just making me hate you more. Hate stabbed like poisoned swords, piercing Yanchuan's heart, twisting, hoping his eyes died. What can I do to earn your forgiveness? Tell me. I'll do anything. Seeing her about to leave, he grabbed her hand, begging. Wanwan, at least. Tell me, if you're angry, hit me. Hit me hard, he said, pulling her hand to his face. Hit me like this, if it helps. Even if you kill me, I won't complain. But Jiang Wanwan just pulled her hand back, her gaze eerily calm. Fine, you've hit me. You've yelled. We're even. Go, don't come back. Her words were a final judgment, a blade cutting his last hope. He didn't follow. He just stood by her apartment building like he lost his soul. Back at the apartment, her roommate pulled the curtain, excited. Wan, come look. There's a super hot guy downstairs. He's gorgeous. He keeps staring at our floor. Looks like he followed you. A friend. Jiang Wanwan looked down. Saw Xie Yangchong inside. Ignore him. He'll leave soon. But he guessed wrong. As dusk fell, Xie Yanzhang still stood there, unmoved. He just drew the curtain, looked away, pulled the covers, and fell asleep. Late that night, snow fell silently. When Jiang Wanwan woke, outside it was bright as day, ground covered in silver snow, even under the quilt. Cold wind seeped through the window cracks. Chilly? Her roommate pulled the curtain and glanced down. The next second, she gasped, "Oh my god, Wanwan, come see." That man stood there all night. He's almost a snowman. Jiang Wanwan went over and looked. Xie Yanchun downstairs was covered in snow. Eyelashes and hair were frosted with ice crystals. His face had a thin shell of snow, as if frozen solid. When Jiang Wanwan's face appeared at the window, his dead eyes lit up for a moment, as if suddenly revived. Jiang Wanwan just glanced briefly, then drew the curtain, calmly washed up, ate breakfast, then went downstairs. She acted as if she didn't see Ye Yanchun in the snow, passing by expressionless. Xie Yongchuan followed silently. Wherever she went, he followed. Many who knew Jiang Wanwan saw this and thought it was a couple's quarrel. They came to persuade Jiang Wanwan. "Miss Jiang, your boyfriend seems sorry. Forgive him. Look how devoted he is. He must love you deeply. If there's love, why separate?" Hearing this, Jiang Wanwan stayed silent, smiled bitterly, and laughed. For days, Xi Yangsheng followed her, not leaving at night, still standing there in the snowy ground, shivering cold, but refusing to leave. If he collapsed, passers-by would take him to the hospital. But once awake, he returned to Jiang Wanwan's side. Finally, one morning after 10 days, Jiang Wanwan couldn't take it anymore. She walked slowly to Xie Yangchuan, looked him in the eye, and said calmly, "Xie Yangchuan, do you think standing in the snow all night will make me pity and forgive you? Do you know what it felt like when you forced my hands into boiling water? Do you know what it felt like when you poured hot tea down my throat? Do you know what it felt like washing vegetables in cold water with my wounded hands?" Xie Yangchuan's expression crumbled. "Sorry, Wanwan, it's my fault. You can't feel or imagine this pain. So you naively think that by begging, you can earn my forgiveness. But the lasting pain on my body and heart, I can never forget. So I can't forgive you." Jiang Wanwan's words pressed on, relentless, baring all past wounds before Xie Yunchun. He couldn't take it. Kneeling, he clutched his head in pain. "Stop, Wanwan. Please stop." But Jiang Wanwan gave no quarter. "Why stop? You've hurt me far worse. You licked my first time video, trampled my dignity to dust, branded me like an animal." She grew more heated. Eyes red, she shed her down jacket, turned her skirt back to him. "Here, take a good look. These are all you're doing. Ask them, how can I forgive you?" Seeing those ugly words on her fair back, Xu Yanchuan gasped. His heart felt torn open. Pain darkened his vision. He stiffly pulled her clothes back down, wrapped her in her jacket again, as if she'd freeze otherwise. Sorry, sorry. That's all he could say. After that day, Xie Yanchuan vanished for a very long time. Zhang Wanwan relaxed, dropped moving plans, found a new job, resumed her quiet life. She didn't know Xie Yangchuan back home had gone mad, locked Yu Shui up, reenacting her past hurts. As thugs closed in on Yu Shui, her sanity nearly broke. "Don't touch me. Stay away. I am the future Mrs. Says. Xie said you have no right. I get lost." She fought for the door. Then it swung open. Xie Yanchang entered, face dark. He kicked her. Yu Shui cried out, clutching her chest, curled up in pain on the floor. Her eyes widened in disbelief. "Yanchuan, I'm your girlfriend. How can you be so cruel? Letting these scum bully me." Xie Yangchuan looked down. No pity in his eyes, only pure hatred. "Scum, compared to them, you are the filthiest, most vicious. I just wanted them to teach Wanwan a lesson. You paid them to inflict lasting harm. You framed her again and again. Did you think you'd never face the consequences?" He crouched, gripping Yushui's chains. His grip was so strong, it seemed he'd crush her bones. You owe him all this, only by making you feel all this pains. Might he forgive me? As he said the last words, Xie Yangchuan's eyes were full of hope. He already pictured Jian Wangwang forgiving him and jumping into his arms. Ignoring Yushui's pleas, he let go of her chin and threw her to the ground. Return double the words carved on Wanwan's back. He raised his hand, and the guards rushed in with knives. Xie Yangchuan quietly left and locked himself at home. He filled the pot with water again, boiled it, and waited silently until it bubbled. Then, without hesitation, he plunged his hands in. Agony shot through every pore of his hands. He clutched them, writhing on the floor, trying to recall Jian Wangwan's suffering. He remembered pinning her hands down, not letting her struggle. At that thought, his heart felt gripped by a giant hand. A dull ache spread. He deserved it. How could he have looked away? Back then, Wangwai had nowhere to hide. So he thrust his blistered hands into the boiling water again. The guards found him passed out on the floor and rushed him to the hospital. After waking, Xie Yangchang refused all treatment. No medicine, no ointment. No, I don't want any of this. Wangwai was dragged back to suffer right after waking from the hospital. I must endure the same pain. He insisted on leaving the hospital and going home. He boiled hot tea and again poured it down his throat. The burning pain seared down his esophagus into his stomach, making it ache. He didn't dare give himself a break. Then a second cup, a third, until his voice gave out and he passed out again. Jiang Wangwa saw Xie Yanchuan again 3 months later. The once dapper man, meticulous down to his hair, now had bloodshot eyes, sunken sockets, and his body was a wreck. He held out his scarred, bloody hands to Jiang Wanwan, weakly pulling at her. Wanwan, I've endured all the pain I caused you. You said I didn't know what it felt like. Now I do. I don't expect your forgiveness. I just want to atone. Even if we can't be together, silently watching over you, seeing you is enough. Jiang Wanwan looked at him quietly. She said nothing, just smiled with relief. Then she turned and left. Xie Yi and Chun stood there, watching that familiar figure fade away. It felt like the whole world was leaving him. He finally realized he had truly lost the girl etched into his life. A year later, Jiang Wanman, introduced by a friend, started dating a compatible man. He didn't care about her past. His eyes were only for her. She slowly emerged from her shell and began a new relationship. News of Jiang Wanwan's romance naturally didn't escape Xie Yan's eyes. The night he got the news, he stayed up all night, sitting under dim light, crying and drinking, flipping through photos of him and Jiang Wanwan from when they were in love. His serious, cute look while cooking, his moved tears while watching movies, his happy, excited look at the amusement park. In every photo, his sparkling eyes were full of him. These were the photos Wanwan tore up and threw away on Yushui's first day back. Jiang Wanwan didn't know that Xie Yangchuan secretly picked up and kept all those torn pieces. During his disappearance in that town on sleepless nights, he would stay under a desk lamp, piece them together one by one, then stare at the photos all night. However, to Zhang Wanwan, none of this meant anything anymore. On the engagement day, Xie Yanchuan attended as the bride's brother. He sat there, dazed, red-eyed, watching Zhang Wanwan hold another's hand on the stage. He dreamed of countless times. The girl who once only had eyes for him now belonged to someone else. He lost her. When Jiang Wanwan went to the lounge to rest, Xie Yanchuan couldn't help but follow. Wanwan. He softly called her name, his voice already trembling. Jiang Wanwan hadn't actually invited him to her engagement party. But since he came as a guest, she wouldn't kick him out. No need. Something wrong? Still that cold, distant tone. Xie Yanchuan lowered his head, his bangs hiding the gloom in his eyes, as if that could mask his deepest pain. Nothing, just haven't talked to you properly in a while. He searched the lung to get her contact info, knew where she lived, who she was with, even what she did every day. But he didn't dare, didn't have the courage to disturb her, afraid of making her angry again, that she'd hide again, disappear from his world. That would drive him crazy. Jiang Wanwan looked at the man she once loved to the bone, feeling nothing inside. Expressionless, she said. Today's my engagement. I'm glad you came to bless me. If you dare cause trouble or hurt anyone I care about, I'll make sure you suffer, even if it kills me. He wasn't joking. Every word was deadly serious. Her cold tone pierced Xie Yanchuan's heart like an ice pick. He clenched his fists, silent for a long time, then finally asked the deepest question in his heart. Wanwan, do you love him? Without any hesitation, Jiang Wanwan blurted out her answer. As if afraid she didn't hear clearly, he repeated seriously, I love him. I love my fiancé. He's the one I want to spend my life with. Hearing this answer, Xie Yanchuan suddenly felt relieved. He smirked, forcing a smile. But it was ugly. That's good. I wish you a long life together. Forever in love. He turned quickly before tears fell and left the lounge. As long as Wanwan is happy, he wanted nothing more. The engagement party's second half got livelier as everyone basked in blessings. a disheveled mad woman burst in from the door, rushed in, charging at Jiang Wanwan on stage with a fruit knife. Xian Yu Wanwan, you bitch! I'll kill you! Kill you! Jiang Wang Yuan was startled. She quickly recognized Yi Xi, who had escaped from the asylum to get revenge. Jiang Wanwan, you stole my boyfriend. Give him back. Yuo Shui's face twisted. She swung the knife wildly, chasing Jiang Wanwan. Wanwan, watch out! Jiang Wanwan's fiancé shielded her. Fearing for him, she stepped in front of him too. Xie Yangchuan watched her risk everything for another man. He recalled when they dated, they once faced a knife-wielding robber. Back then, she did the same, stood fearlessly before him. But now, the girl who once feared nothing for him had a new person to protect. It wasn't him anymore. So this time, he'd protect her. As Yu Shui's knife neared Jiang Wanwan, everyone held their breath in terror, unable to watch. In the chaos, a figure lunged in front of Jiang Wanwan. The knife plunged deep into his chest. Blood splattered onto Jiang Wanwan's panicked face. Hot and searing, Jiang Wanwan stared in disbelief as Xie Yangchuan collapsed before her. Ignoring danger, she knelt and lifted him. Xie Yanchuan, are you okay? Why? Why be so foolish as to take the knife from me? Even if he took this blow, she couldn't forgive him. Xie Yanchuan seemed to read her mind. Weakly, he raised a bloody hand to touch Jiang Wanwan's face. Wang, don't be scared. Promise me you'll be happy. I don't ask for forgiveness. Just call me brother, okay? If you could stay by her side as a brother, at least she'd remember him sometimes. Remember their sweet past. His trembling voice held a plea she couldn't refuse. Her eyes reddened. She softly called, "Brother." Xie Yanqiang smiled. His barely raised hand suddenly lost all strength and fell heavily. The crowd quickly subdued the crazed Yu Shuyi. Someone called the police. Someone called an ambulance. Chaos reigned. Jiang Wanwan's fiancé stayed by her side, filling her with a sense of safety. Yu Shuyi was taken back by the police. Confirmed he had mental illness. Unfit to plead, so life in a psych ward. Never to be released. After Xie Yanchuan was taken away, he lost too much blood, resuscitated for over 10 hours in hospital, barely survived. Uncle Xie almost lost his son, aged 10 years overnight. His health declined sharply. All company affairs fell on Jiang's mother, but she only wanted to be with her husband, no heart for business, so slowly handed it to Jiang Wanwan. As an outsider running the Xie company, it was tough, but Xie Yanchuan heard, ignored his frail health, checked out of hospital to help Jiang Wanwan at work. Jiang Wanwan feared another accident. Hard to explain to Uncle Xie, so she urged Xie Yanchuan. You don't have to. I can handle this myself. Your job now is to rest. Don't worry, Uncle Xie. But the more she urged, the happier he got. Worked harder. Saw it as her hidden concern. Jiang Wanwan had no choice. Gave up on him. Secretly told her fiancé to watch him. Avoid trouble. After all, Xie Yanchuan took a knife for her. He couldn't be harsh. Just kept a normal, cool relationship. Always kept a proper distance. A year later, on Jiang Wanwan's birthday, her fiancé threw a grand yacht party at sea. Xie Yanchun had waited long. Spent a fortune on 28 gifts, starting from age 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to this year's 28, he made up for every missed birthday. As a brother, gave her all 28 priceless gifts. It went viral online. Many girls praised and envied. Kare, the world's best brother. Jiang Wanwan wanted to refuse, but her mom stopped her. He's done so much. Only by loving you as a sister can he feel better. Wanwan, for me and Uncle's night, stop being mad at him. Just treat him like a brother. Seeing the mountain of gifts, Jiang Wanwan felt mixed emotions. She sighed, finally didn't refuse. After the party, she and her fiancé took a speedboat out to sea. But the sky suddenly darkened. The calm sea turned rough. As they hurried back, the boat broke down, punctured, spun in the waves. Her fiancé tried to protect her. Hit his head on the wheel, passed out. Jiang Wanwan watched the boat sink. Sinking into the sea in the huge waves, death loomed. Just as Jiang Wanwan was losing hope, a bright spot appeared in the dark sea and sky. It sped toward them closer and clearer, until he reached him. He sighed with Xie Yanchuan. He came to save her. Wanwan, get on, a storm's coming. No time to waste. Soybean-sized rain soon fell. Vision blurred. Wanwan quickly pulled her unconscious fiancé onto Xie Yanchuan's boat. But the waves were huge. The boat couldn't hold 3 adults safely. At that critical moment, Xie grabbed Wanwan's hand and placed it on the wheel. He looked at her seriously. Wanwan, take him and go now. Wanwan froze, then refused firmly. No, we all go together. Don't waste time. If we all go, the boat won't make it, and we'll all die. Listen to me. Take him back now. Then come back for me. He ignored her protests and jumped into the sinking boat. Xie Yanchuan, no, you'll die. Wanwan's voice trembled. She didn't notice tears mixing with rain. Xie looked at her gently, then touched her face. He smiled relieved. Wanwan, don't be scared. As long as you live, I die without regret. He started the boat and guided her hands to the wheel. Wanwan, be happy. With all his strength, he pushed the boat back. The boat of hope vanished in the storm. The girl he loved disappeared too. A giant wave rose. It crashed down on Xianchuan, pulling him and the boat into the deep, gone without a trace. When Wanwan woke, she was in a hospital bed. Her fiancé and mother were there. Wanwan, you are awake. Any pain? But she ignored them, asking urgently, where's Xie Yangchuan? Where is he? Is he okay? Her mother's eyes reddened again. Voice choked. Yangchuan is missing. After she vanished, searchings looked for 3 days, but found nothing. He seemed to disappear from the world. Nobody found. His father, upon hearing the news, was severely shocked. He fell ill. When visited, he grabbed her hand. He didn't blame her. Instead, he wept, looking at her as if seeing his dead son. Wan, this was Yanchou's choice as his father's. I understand. I don't blame you. I only hate myself for hiding the truth for over a decade to save the Xie family's pride, causing a rift and hatred. It killed my only son. All my fault. I am a sinner. The family and company are yours now. You must protect everything that was his. Xie's father transferred all shares and assets, including his own, to Jiang Wanwan. He then traveled with Jiang's mother, vowing to see the world for his son. The funeral was modest. Only closest friends and family attended. Jiang Wanwan stood by the altar, staring at the familiar face in the portrait. A dull ache returned. Tears fell unbidden. Humans are complex, emotional creatures. She hated Xie Yanchuan, but now, facing the man who sacrificed himself for her, she couldn't say the word hate. After the funeral, she opened the 28 gifts he gave her on her birthday. One by one, a custom doll he casually mentioned, a limited bag she glanced at, a gown she admired on others. Each was a hidden detail from their life. The last gift was a thin letter in Xie Yanchuan's familiar handwriting. Wanwan, my love, you may never open this. So, let me call you that one last time. I owe you so much guilt. I know you'll never forgive me, but I am sorry. If there's a next life, I'll hold your hand tight. Never let go, love you forever. Tears silently soaked the paper again and again. After a long while, Jiang Wanwan stood, packed all gifts into a cabinet, locked it, then threw the key into the river outside the window. Let the past be past. Love was willing. No regrets, no debt, no blame. From now on, in his word, it truly vanished into infinity.